You were meant to be here tonight. That's what he said, isn't it?
Meant to pull on this jersey.
Meant to step on this ice. And to never back down.
Because we're a team.
Because we're a family. And we will be ready to go.
Right from the face-off.
"14 goals on the year for Icy McDangle's Mikey Asamont, trying to lead the Huskies to a big win on home ice in crimson. Freshly back from the Olympics is Troy Terry, the star forward for the Pioneers, has racked up 33 points on the season, including a key assist in last night's double OT win. Tonight, they battle for this, the Penrose Cup, awarded to the top team at the end of the regular season in the National Collegiate Hockey Conference. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Herb Brooks National Hockey Center. This is Husky Face-Off on Fox Sports North. I'm your host, Joe Scarella, the best and the beast. Last year's champ and this year's challenger, 1 versus 2 going at it tonight. And let me paint the picture for you, starting off with the path to the top for these two teams. It started in October, both teams getting off to a hot start, but November brought a sweep over St. Cloud for the Pioneers at Magnus Arena. The Cardinal and Black bounced back nicely in December. Late January and February is where we are at now. St. Cloud State and DU breaking away from the pack. Here are the up-to-date standings in the Powerhouse Conference. St. Cloud State still at the top with 46 points. Denver picking up the extra point with the win in the 3-on-3 overtime. Last night, they now sit 4 points off the lead. Then you see a drop-off in the conference, which means the only two teams left in the race are the two standing across from each other tonight. Last night it was complicated. Tonight it's simple. If the Huskies win and pick up 3 points, they'll hoist the Penrose. If not, the drama heightens for one final weekend. And it's a pleasure to be joined now by the commissioner of the National Collegiate Hockey Conference, Josh Fenton. Josh, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Last night was a thrilling hockey game from start to finish. What does a game like that, a series like this, prove to college hockey fans about the NCHC?
Well, it's certainly exciting action every single weekend. I think we've had that for 4 years and certainly played out that way in year 5. We have the top 2 teams in the conference on the ice tonight and potentially an awarding of the Penrose Cup. But a lot of fun action throughout the year. But we got a little bit of the second to last weekend, then one more weekend to go in the regular season.
Now this has been the closest regular season race since 2013-14, the first season of the Penrose Cup. On any given day, on any given weekend, any of these teams in the NCHC can win, it seems like.
Yeah, no question. It's been competitive since year 1. It's played out to be competitive certainly here in year 5. And I think it's going to prove that way the rest of the way here this year.
What do you attribute that to? Why is that such a prominent thing in this conference?
Well, I think it's the quality of the hockey programs. You know, it starts with recruiting for those programs, and they've done a great job recruiting high-quality student athletes. Coaches, I think we've got 8 great head coaches in our conference. They do a great job preparing their teams on a night-in, night-out basis. And history and tradition. You know, there's a lot of history and tradition with the 8 hockey programs. And I think that plays into certainly the competitiveness each and every weekend.
And there was a tradition of the NCHC Frozen Face-Off being at the Target Center, but in just 3 weekends, it moves to the XL Energy Center. How has this, for you as the commissioner, been in a transition for that, and how have you prepared?
Well, we're excited. St. Paul, I know, is the capital of Minnesota, but to many around the upper Midwest is the capital of hockey in the state of Minnesota. One of the best venues in the National Hockey League, obviously home to the Minnesota Wild. A lot of history and tradition with high school hockey, certainly college hockey. So we're just very happy to be a small part of what goes on in that building from a hockey standpoint. We think fans are going to have an excellent experience once we get to that point. Our ticket sales have been outstanding to date, but they're going to continue to go up here. But we're excited to be in St. Paul. We get a little bit of hockey yet to play to get there and to determine who the 4 teams are that will be there. But it will come sooner rather than later.
And following that Frozen Face-Off pretty closely will be the NCAA tournament. It seems that this conference has dominated in the polls. Every week, at least 3 teams have been inside the top 10 and potentially 6 spots available in the NCAA tournament. How exciting is that for this conference?
Well, certainly really exciting. The first 4 years we've had 17 teams combined in the NCAA tournament, 7 teams in the Frozen Four, and the last 2 national champions with the University of Denver, who you'll see here tonight, and the University of North Dakota the year prior. And so we're poised to put a few teams into the tournament this year. We'll see how many that'll be once we get to that point. But again, it goes back to the high quality of the hockey programs and the competitiveness that they showcase each and every night.
Commissioner Josh Fenton, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Commissioner Fenton getting set for the NCHC Frozen Face-Off. If you want to catch the action at the XL Energy Center, you better act now. You can find your tickets on nchchockey.com/tickets. Preparing for tonight's game is the Huskies head coach, Bob Motzko. Katie Emmer will catch up with him when Husky Face-Off on Fox Sports North returns.